Hi Libra, it's Carrie Lee with Somachandra Tarot and Somachandra Libra. I wanted to talk to you guys real quick about something in regards to the Libra reading for the 14th through the 17th that I put out yesterday. We got a little extra download that I really feel compelled to share with you, and it came in through my daughter, who's almost 16. She's also a Libra. My daughter is also highly intuitive, has clair abilities, and she can read the tarot. Her body's an open channel. Now, typically, my children and my fiance have absolutely no time to watch me on YouTube. It's just work, my job to them. They watch me sometimes, but I ask them not to watch me because I don't want to pick up on their energy. I don't like to read for my family, but unless they want me to. But on occasion, they will watch the readings. And my daughter just happened to have the Libra reading pop up. So apparently she watched it and she came downstairs and she was like, Mom, I want to talk to you about the Libra reading. And I went, Do you mean on Somachandra Libra? The love message I put up, Love and Life? And she said, Yeah. And I said, Oh, did it resonate for you? And she said, No, I mean, a little bit. We talked about that. That's private for her. It did give her some stuff that she needed. But typically, I don't read for kids and I don't want to pick up on energy for younger people. But when we see pages and knights, sometimes there could be some younger people involved. So we talked about that a little bit. And she said, I heard a different message than the one you delivered. And I went, Really? Do tell. And I said, Do you think the message I got was incorrect? And she said, No, it's not wrong. I think that the message that you received, like the way you interpreted it, was correct. I felt that it was, but with general readings, there's a lot of different messages and a lot of different ways it can apply. And when it's not a private reading, I can't sit down and talk to an individual person and figure out what these card combinations are meaning for them specifically. And I can't answer or ask questions. I can't ask them questions. So sometimes the readings will resonate in a different way for different people. And like I said, when she watched it, she heard somewhat of a different message. And I felt as though it was very important to deliver what Spirit told her about the cards she was seeing. She said that justice in reverse that came out in the What You Need to Know and that Queen of Wands energy kind of hit it a little differently for her. She said, I saw a couple that was actually on the verge of having a really important moment of justice between the two of them that involved some kind of possibly a full blown separation, like a separation or maybe even a divorce, but making decisions in particular surrounding like money. And that she said basically overall that she saw a feminine that really was trying to claim some kind of sovereignty for herself through the Queen of Wands. And yes, she was fiery. And yes, the Five of Swords, she's trying to fight for some kind of a freedom that she really, really deserves, really wants, and really needs. But that King and Queen of Cups with the Two of Cups and the final outcome, she was like, didn't you see all that anxiety with the Nine of Swords? And I said, yes, I did. And I saw two people with a lot of love for each other working through anxiety and fear and all that. And she said, yeah, but here's the thing. In the environment with that Five of Pentacles, someone might be really trying to kind of control them and hold them back and pull on their heartstrings through emotion and possibly some guilt in order to keep the feminine from being in the Queen of Wands energy, which wants to focus a little bit more on herself and do kind of what's right for her. And I was like, oh my God, I agree with you. You're right. I went back and looked at the reading again. I turned the sound down on myself so I could just see the cards and not hear my own message, and allowed what she was telling me to come through. And I was like, yeah, Yeah, I can see that. So if my interpretation of the card combinations weren't 100% right for you, go back and put my daughter's downloads on it, which were that yes, there's fighting, yes, there's tension, yes, things are escalating quickly, but that King of Swords possibly could be someone kind of trying to stay in control, really wanting big emotional expressions of the Knight of Cups and the Five of Cups and the Five of Swords, which are pretty emotive and highly charged, to kind of work on a feminine that he really wants to keep as that Empress. Well, you can be an Empress and you can be a Queen of Wands at the same time. It's just about finding the balance between all four of the queens and the tarot, and to stay in Empress energy all the time. But sometimes we can't. Empress is all four queens in the tarot combined, Emperor is all four kings in the tarot combined. But sometimes one of those kings or queens is going to want to slap a little harder. You know what I mean? And I think she was right. So the point I'm trying to make is some of you this week may be in a scenario where you're really trying to gain some sovereignty and some independence and focus on a part of yourself that really needs to shine, but you're going to someone might really pull on your heartstrings and keep you from having a justice moment served. And that can be in order to, like, there may be like a financial dependence going on between the two of you. And when we're afraid to break away from something or someone because we don't want them to feel left out in the cold, we're worried about ourselves being left out in the cold to a degree. When we're in a scenario like that, that can be really hard for Libras. Our heartstrings are easy to pull on, especially when someone is acting upon their own behalf and pointing out something to you that they don't think is fair. We're like, oh, that's not fair? Wait, well, oh, I don't do unfair. I'm a Libra. I only do fair. Here's the thing, though, guys, about life is that sometimes what's really right for us might not seem fair to another person, but it's what we have to do to claim that independence and claim that sovereignty. And that's just something that has to be worked through and dealt with. All Libras have to deal with the unfairness of life, and all Libras have to do something that might feel unfair to another person. But in the grander scheme of things, it is going to serve justice and fairness for the betterment of everyone involved in the long run. It just might not feel like it in the moment. That person in your environment might be doing some scrambling and trying to figure out how they can pull on your heartstrings and keep you. So if you want to be in that Queen of Wands energy, you might have to be a little unfair to someone else, or they're going to perceive it that way. Okay, so hopefully you understood everything I'm talking about. Again, you won't really get what I'm saying unless you watch the reading. So if the way I interpreted the reading and the cards didn't 100% fit for you, put my daughter's downloads and interpretations on the cards, and that might be the message that you needed to hear. There is a warning surrounding the person in your environment. Okay, so hope that resonates for some of you. Hope that helps. Hope you guys don't mind it's really early in the morning here. I still have bedhead. This is why I don't put my face on camera every morning. So sorry about the way I look. Also, check out the community feed. There is an astrology post up right now that I think could really help a lot of people. I think the next couple of days are going to be really good because we have Mercury in Virgo and the North Node is in Taurus, and that's going to help a lot of us be really practical and deal with details of everyday life in a really good way. and things are conjuncting with the Uranus North Node as well today and tomorrow. That's revolutionary energy, and it will elicit a lot of change. So check out the post, the astrology post in our community feed, and there's a link to my Instagram there. Okay, I'm always listening to the universe for you guys, and apparently so is my kid. We love you. We'll see you next time.